Hello there, YouTubers. It's Mr. Zen over here with another Bleach chapter discussion. Now that Golden Week is over, now we're gonna get back to business. And Tita Kubo is like he's not slowing down, or actually, I should say more like he's slowly pacing his storyline right now. In this chapter, we last leave off now where Gerald was just left decapitated by Byakuya's Shenjika. I'm sorry, Ika Senjika. I'm so sorry about that. He was just left decapitated. He was crumbling down as Toshido left him frozen. We're like, I'm here thinking like, yes, finally Gerald is actually taken down. I'm kind of glad that this guy is gone. But no, Titakuya pulls another fast one on us. Another one-up power for thank goodness for the miracle to be living again. But no, he's still alive, surprisingly. And now he's come back even stronger. Now he's like this glowing being that's hovering over the Soul Palace right now. And now I'm here thinking like, man, he withstood a decapitation right there. Like then just I'm just here wondering like, man, what's gonna take this guy to actually kill him? And now I'm here wondering, okay, now it's got to be either Shinji, Aizen, or Hachi. One of those three. Shinji's right now, I don't know what the hell he's doing right now. I'm sorry for cursing it, but I don't know what he's doing. He's somewhere along the battlefield, knocked out, or he's just doing his own business, or waiting for the right moment to come out and finally say something. Aizen, on the other hand, he's downstairs holding the Soul Palace in place, and I believe he's gonna start fighting Liel Barrio, if I remember correctly, with Kizaru. So those two. So Aizen's out too. But Hachi, we don't know nothing about Hachi. So I'm kind of curious that maybe Hachi will come in and he'll come in to rescue the day for these Soul Reapers, because Hachi has some space/time manipulation techniques that maybe you can kind of like trap and corner this guy. And I'm here thinking like, okay, if Hachi can't do it, then it's gotta be Aizen. Somewhere along the line, then Tita Kubo's gonna probably just like maybe just like the Soul Palace might crumble down under the weight, or maybe he while he's fighting them, he's gonna go down to where Aizen's at and say, oh, I need a stronger opponent than these guys. There's knowing like his Viking or ancestry or something. He's gonna look for someone that's actually a little tougher than what he's looking for, or Ichigo. But Ichigo is fighting someone else right now, so that can't be it. So I'm kind of hoping that for Shinji or Hachi right now, in order for them to take out this giant ass opponent. I'm hoping then like that his senses might be disoriented or something that can like maybe help along the line. But just something right there that could like defeat Gerald, because man, Gerald is now like he's on borrowed time. That's the way I see it now. This guy's on borrowed time because the inevitable is gonna happen. He's gonna be taken down, but we just don't know how. But poor guy. It's probably gonna be some gruesome death, because we're all kind of hoping for that. Not to sound like a sociopath or anything, but just we're all hoping that like he's gonna have a gruesome death, because man, this guy's like a machine that won't die. But yeah, continuing on throughout this chapter, after that little incident with Gerald, the chapter then moves on to, I would say that now I would say it's kind of showing that like the series is actually, I would say, heading towards the end now, because yes, Ywach is now finally awakened. Yes, like in like I would say like throughout the whole entire fight that was been going on right now, Ywach is now finally awakening, and the Stern Raider B, Jugrom, if I remember correctly, he is also fighting Ishida, so his powers went back to Ywach right now. So now I'm wondering, oh snap, stuff is not getting serious now. The final fight's coming in, so for sure that like maybe the series is now leading on to him. Maybe that's why all these fights are now kind of like slow pace, because I bet Tita Kubo is kind of like trying to hopefully going for like as long as he can run this manga, because Ywach is now awake, and now he means business. And when before Ywach open, there's like something important that kind of happened too as well. I should like point out that Ywach is actually, he had a dream, and in this dream he actually was just having like he was just sitting on the throne, right, just mindfully doing his own thing right there. And then Ichigo comes in and just like kind of like chops him and slices him in half, like leading him out to bleed to dry, you know. And I'm here like, oh, I thought for a second, at first when I was reading, I thought it was real. I was like, oh snap, Ichigo, you're doing the unthinkable right now. I'm like, man, this is getting interesting. Oh snap, let me read more. But then no, it was just a nightmare, as how he called it. That like that, it could have been something worse. And I'm here like, darn man, thought the fight already started, but no, it was just a dream. But from the looks of it, you know, manga artists don't just randomly put stuff there. Maybe that's a premonition of some sort that I'm thinking right now as well. Because why would Tirakuwa put that little scene there? That scene has just some significance in this small chapter. Because you know, what's it called? Ywach actually had his eyes like that could see the future back again, and you know he was like, oh, like he actually was like kind of shocked himself, like, oh man, what a nightmare! It almost felt too surreal. Oh man, and I'm here wondering, oh snap, that could actually happen, you know. But the thing is with that scene is that Ichigo wasn't really wasn't really using any of his new swords, because like from the looks of it, it looked like it was like maybe his old sword or something, because you know Ichigo has 2 swords now, so maybe that might mean something. Maybe uh because Ywach can see into the future, past, present, and future. Maybe it might have been something from the past too that maybe might have happened, because along this chapter we also see that as Ichigo makes it on top of the palace, Orihime is actually coming into, I would say, like, as backup for Ichigo now. Yes, hold the phone, guys. Orihime is coming in to help Ichigo. Now, throughout the whole entire series, we noticed that Orihime was always like a whimpering girl, always just yelling, Ichigo, 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 just always just yelling that throughout her bottom of the lungs. But Ichigo now actually says, Orihime, come and help me out. Now that says something. That says something like now that Ichigo actually says something about the enemy too. I'm sorry. That's something about the enemy that's how strong Ywach is. That Ichigo has a little bit of fear in it. That like, oh snap, he actually needs help. He needs Orihime to come and back him up. And Orihime, like from the looks of it in this chapter, Orihime is going to be just purely defense. But you know, Ichigo never asked that at any of his fights. He always says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it." He's a macho man, you know. He's the one who's gonna take care of it. But no, for Ywach, he says, "No, Orihime, come in here and help me out, because this guy's looks like he's gonna be tough." Now that's pretty interesting. Orihime is now like on top tier level class. Like I'm assuming attacks, or maybe she's trained a little bit, or maybe Ichigo might need him to maybe go to the past. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Like I said back earlier in this chapter, you know how I said that that Bach had like a premonition of some sort of like him getting stabbed by Ichigo. Maybe that's what Ichigo is gonna probably might be thinking of doing. Maybe with Orihime, she'll probably I would say like use her time manipulation abilities. Maybe her abilities are actually time itself. That it could actually send them back in time, you know, and maybe for like a short while, or something along the lines of that. And that's maybe Ichigo's kind of hoping for, or maybe Tirakuwa might throw in something like that, because you know, like the way I'm seeing it, Ywach is pretty powerful right now in itself, and he's got almost all the powers of the Stern Raiders as well. If I remember correctly, he's collected all the powers too. I remember because most of them are pretty dead, so I'm assuming they go back to the original owner. So now Ichigo's gonna have like a little strong fight. Now that says something too along the line that maybe Ichigo might have to travel back in time in order to defeat this guy before he was all powerful or something, or he might be the cause of that as well. Because, like I said, Orihime has like time manipulation abilities. They'll go back in time in order to defeat Ywach. Now hold on, thought. This is just a speculation over here that I'm just thinking. It might be just stuff that I'm pulling out of my ass, you know. But that's what I'm thinking. Right? Like that's like how this is leading on, because that's the only reason why I could conclude that why Orihime is gonna help out Ichigo, because you know in every fight that Ichigo has faced so far, he's never asked for help, and you're wondering why in this certain fight he's gonna actually have to need help here. What or he may could possibly do in order to help Ichigo. I mean, if even if it's just defense, you know, Ywach could just probably like destroy her Suten Keshu or something, you know. And you're just wondering like it might have something to do maybe Ichigo going back in time, and that would be pretty intense right there, going back in time to defeat an enemy. Because I mean they really haven't done that in any of these fights, and Orihime hasn't really been used throughout the whole entire series with a mature power, you know. So that could possibly be happening right there. And that's what I'm thinking as well, that's how Gerald might be defeated too, because if I remember correctly, Hachi has some sort of time manipulation abilities as well, and that he could do that to Gerald, you know. But other than that, like this whole chapter is kind of leaving a lot of speculation going on here, you know. And it's kind of like putting on good ideas out there that like maybe these somebody else might come in and actually step into the fight instead of Ichigo and all the main characters. You know, that's what I'm liking about this chapter. And I love how at the end of this chapter, Ywach is just like say like, "Oh, welcome back, my son of darkness," and I'm just like, "Oh man, that just says something like a little bit of symbolism right there." You know, it's like, damn, you know, Ichigo's like the bringer of light and everything, but he called him the son of darkness. So maybe they might show a little bit of more of the Ywach's past with Ichigo, because if I remember correctly, Ichigo has Quincy powers too. So maybe Ywach might be shed some light on it. Maybe Ichigo might have inherited some powers from Ywach himself, or his mother's power too, which might be pretty intense too. But that's it for this discussion right here. Let me know what you guys think about this chapter. You know, a lot of ideas are kind of opening up for me throughout this chapter. Because you know, this chapter in itself was kind of like an eye opener. It's like, wow, you know, this chapter is the one, you know, like that. Then now it's like start toward near the end of the series. But like I said, let me know in the comment section below what do you guys think about it. But don't forget, if you guys enjoyed my video, don't forget to give a like, subscribe, and this is Mr. Zen signing out.